Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to, I don't know how to say this name of this tournament, but I'm just call it Lily Crow. I hope you're all excited to see these wonderful teams play. And it looks like we are starting off with the map selection being on Moonlit. And we're just waiting for all these survivors to ready up. Whenever they're ready, but yeah. So seeing as this is Moonlit and it's the first round, I believe that they might go with, I'm not quite sure what this hunter is specialty in, but let me look at this real quick. Oh, that's interesting. So for the first round, I believe we will be seeing a shadow be played. I'm pretty excited to see Ivy gameplay. I love Ivy, but I cannot play her for the life of me. Oh, it looks like we're getting into the game. All right. We will see what the hunter bans first. Unfortunately, I did not. Oh, that's a priestess band? Seer band? You know what? Priestess is understandable. Because she's such a great character on big maps. She can create so much distance, but at the same time, me personally, I don't feel like she's that great in terms of kiting ability on this map. Yes, you can transition from one side to another, but I believe that there's a lot of areas where she's not really the strongest, but definitely going across with her world portal, giving that assist to her other survivors makes her really strong as a character, which is why she often gets banned. I would ban her too, honestly. Seer ban, that's understandable. I mean, if you're playing Ivy, I don't think that would be such a great ban. I feel like there are other choices because Seer, although he does have an owl and he is able to waste time for the team, I feel as though he is not as strong because he's not going to be able to look at her without getting scared or getting drawn in by the Ivy. A psychologist and fire investigator. Psychologist makes sense on this map because she is a wide range healer. Honestly, I would agree with this character choice. Fire investigator, maybe. I mean, there's not a lot of enclosed areas that you can use your ball with, but I can definitely see areas where you can support. And there's a forward bend. I don't. It feels like these are not like characters that an Ivy would ban, to be honest, because forward can easily get scared out of his stun. So I'm not sure. Acrobat. That acrobat's gonna go for stop. There is no way. First officer, great rescue. Unfortunately, that mercenary was banned. So, you know, mercenary is such a strong character, especially on big maps. So they're opting out for the first officer. First officer's able to get tied with his watches. So this looks like a not a very support heavy team comp, but it looks like it's definitely viable for what they're trying to go for. Depending on what the hunter chooses here, it might obviously always change the game, but I'm very curious because this does not look like Ivy bans. At least from what I've seen. No, everyone's just waiting to ready up. The names of these builds are all family friendly. We love to see that. Just struggle, kite. Sanic? Is that Sanic? I'm sorry. I'm assuming they're gonna. It's like probably a broken Windows build. opinion. But I could be wrong because when I think of Sonic, it just means going fast. Oh, we're gonna see a Hermit. I love Hermit. Oh my god. I wonder how they're gonna play him. Please play Hermit. Please, 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 please. I'm begging. I love Hermit. Did they? It's not voting for me. Oh, they're selecting. Thank you. I'm sorry. It's my first time. The other person's not here yet, so I'm a little nervous. My bad. My bad. Alright, they're picking spawns. That's pretty normal, to be honest. I wish my rank randoms were this smart, you know? Okay, yeah. These are the normal spawns that you would normally see. So Acrobat is 4-stop. First officer is by top broken. Yep, this is pretty basic, you know. Spawning next to the first officer. That's interesting. They might just be trying to get a pocket watch out early and maybe leave because there's no way that they would go for the Acrobat at 4-stop. He's such a strong character. If he was to land a charge on the first officer early, it depends on what build he has. If he has an insolence build, he's most likely gonna be able to get that first officer at least a hidden before, but he needs to watch out for the watch. That's pretty much the only thing here he needs to do. I'm looking at these builds. Oh, I was wrong about that build. I was lied to, chat. Just waiting for this match to start. Please show love to these teams as they are both trying their hardest to win this matchup. Right, getting in. Alright, it seems like we have started. Connecting ciphers. Are we connecting ciphers? Oh, there we go. Alright. And they're on the move. Seems like they're looking for the first officer, thinking that he rotated into tent, which is pretty basic to think. Doesn't look like they're going for the first officer. I'm kind of confused where they're heading. Maybe towards the Acrobat. Nope, going back to the first officer. Because first officer touched that cipher, he knows that the first officer is nearby a cipher that is connected. The only area is top broken. With that charge, he should be able to hit. He missed the charge. Very unfortunate. Keeping that distance, first officer is doing a great job avoiding those charges. Well, there's the watch. It's not in range though, so he should be able to see him perfectly fine. Maybe doing a little bit of red light tricking. Swinging. Alright. Yep, pretty standard for first officer. Unfortunately, they're getting watched on, making it very difficult for this hunter to land a first hit. And it does seem like we do have an insolence build. Ooh, he did land the stun, or not the stun, the hit, correction. But a lot of the cipher progress looks very healthy as of right now, and it's barely the first hit, not even a full hit. What are we doing here? He's looking for the acrobat, which is okay, but I feel like there's a bunch of cipher progress already getting worked on. Does he land that stun? Ooh, beautiful stun! Unfortunately, the fire investigator got hit. Or not fire investigator, acrobat. They look the same. I'm so sorry. Oh, this missed stun. Work? And he hit. That will actually put him in a very bad position. It does look like one of their ciphers is almost done. Ooh, the flywheel. And the drop. The fire investigator does appear to be injured. A lot of healthy cipher progress. This might be looking very bad for the hermit, depending on how he plays the rest of this match. He disconnects ciphers. I think he's reconnecting though. Yep. First officer here early, which is pretty good. Can avoid getting a charge on him. No charge on him either. That means that the hermit would have to put a charge on him, but unfortunately does not. Just lands a hit on first officer, spreading damage. It appears to still be on the acrobat. Missed the jump, unfortunately. Cipher progress is extremely healthy. Another missed charge. Wonderful, beautiful charge, beautiful pallet drop by this acrobat. Great patience. Ooh, unfortunately gets terror shock, spreading that damage onto other people. Psych stress completely gone, but ciphers are still looking very healthy, unfortunately. Acrobat is on the second chair. It appears that Hermit is once again switching the ciphers up. Yep. We're down to only having to decode 2 ciphers. It appears that they started a new one. No, it's the charge one. Charge, swing. Ooh. This might be very bad for the survivors as there's a lot of damage being spread here. Ooh, beautiful ball. Seeing how Acrobat's a strong character at 4th sub. Unfortunately, this gets stunned. It does not appear he's going down though. I think someone shared the damage with him. Yup. Very strong character. At 4th stop. He's doing such a great job. This is great support from his team, making it difficult for the hunter to get to him. Throwing a charge on him, everyone's sharing that charge. They're all decoding one cipher, they're pushing for that progress, and they pop. This is honestly the best situation for the survivors. Unfortunately, the hunter still needs to get one person down. Connecting doors? But even if he does catch up to this acrobat, he's not going to be going down. He is sharing that charge with everyone getting hit. He avoids the jump. Beautiful. Let's see. Opting not to use his trait.
Hello, sorry I'm late.
Acrobat's doing a wonderful job. Hello. Will these gates be open? And it looks like these gates are opening just in time. This acrobat's still fighting for his life. Ooh. Unfortunately, messes up the flywheel. That's okay though. And then they get a 3-man. That was a beautiful game for the survivors. Unfortunately, the hermit was not able to get more than a 1-man. It's okay though. We still love Hermit. He's an amazing character.
We in fact do not love her.
Huh?
So we in fact do not love her.
No, we do. We do. Especially that Warden skin is, you know.
I don't know about all that.
Nah. Listen. That Warden skin, Very beautiful.
It's a great skin spiritually.
Okay, whatever you say.
Nah, I love that skin. Don't worry. I'll do unspeakable things to that skin.
All right, we don't need to know that. We're good. Thank you.
You asked.
No, I did not.
You
right.
definitely did.
Are you gonna commentate the second match?
Yeah, of course. I was just.
You gonna move up? It looks like Spirit Elmo is going to be playing for the Survivor team.
Since when?
Since you're down there.
Oh, I'm lagging, keeping it 100.
Oh, there
All
you
right,
go.
there we go.
Unfortunate.
This is round 2 of R1.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Round 1,
Yeah,
second half. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yes. Sorry. I have 2 earpieces in, so I cannot hear. One is on the game, one is on the call. What do you feel like they're gonna play?
I'll be real. I do not know CNC's Hunter. I think I saw one thing about them. I'm not so sure, but I am excited to see this matchup. DB had a very funny name, and I really enjoyed laughing at that for the 3 seconds that I did. I can relate to them, but not fully. You know.
That's damn.
Banned how?
I said
But
damn.
oh, I said banned.
You're okay.
I don't know how well the last game went. I wish I was here to commentate. I'm sorry I'm a bit late though, everyone. I was just trying to head home as fast as I can. I am excited to see what the second half, or the second half of this round is going to be like. I think I saw a little bit how CNCE Hunters plays. I don't think I got to fully watch their matchup last time, but I I haven't ever seen them anywhere, so I'm excited to see what they're going to bring out for here. Since it is first round, I'm happy to see whether or not it's going to be an Opera or an Ivy, or maybe it's going to be more of a non-meta pick like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm just excited to see these matchups.
You're excited to see these matchups?
Yeah.
Do you also like whispering?
Nervous. I'm not whispering. I'm talking as loud as I can. I'm just nervous. Leave me alone.
Nervous of being the Whisper Lord?
No.
My bad.
Listen, if you were here, I would not be this nervous. I had to commentate this entire thing by myself. Okay,
I'm sorry. Like
out.
I said, I didn't expect the matchup to be right when I got off of work. I thought it was an hour after I got off of work.
That's fair. Well, it looks like all our survivors are ready up from Dad Fingers. Pretty funny name, to be honest.
I did see DB play one and one. They did a pretty decent job. I am excited to see how they're going to play and what survivors they're going to choose to go against this Hunter. Fortunately, I don't know how to say this Hunter's name, but we are going to see a Priestess ban. We might be seeing a Priestess ban here, actually. It's not 100%. On Moonlit, Priestess Psychologist such a good band because Moonlit's such a big map. Letting the survivors heal from across the map is so painful and so hard, especially since Roller Coaster is so strong. Anyone whose name is Ballgum is not allowed to talk anymore. Thank you.
What do you mean? Let Ballgum talk. This is freedom of speech.
Yeah, freedom of. No. We're good. Anyway, from the survivor side, we are going to see Gardner and an Acrobat pick as well. Now, this Gardner Acrobat possibly planning for an Opera and Ivy, but it also could be some other hunters that do get countered by them. We are going to see the first officer pick and the embalmer ban. They don't want to tie this game. They know they need a 4-man to match this round, so they're going to try their hardest to get this 4-man. And then we'll also be seeing the Antiquarian. They do need a 4-man. Sorry, they did need a 4-man to not tie this round, but do win the round. So, they want to prevent that tie. They want to prevent anything that can stop them from getting this 4-man right here.
Honestly, these are very nice picks on the survivor side.
Gardener, Acrobat, First Officer, Prospector. It's a it could be good against the Ivy. This is more of like an Ivy comp than an Opera comp here. Since Prospector isn't that good against Opera Singer, but it's possible that he plays Ivy and they're getting ready for it, trying to bring it out. Hopefully that DB does feel strongly in winning this matchup.
I mean, but even if they do bring out the Opera, the Gardener, and the Aqua, well, I mean,
because the risk with Acrobat of 4-stop does let them that the risk it does let them it positions themselves where with no pallets or anything like that. Now the Hunter, Hunter does choose Opera Singer here. I'm very excited to see Opera Singer gameplay. I love playing Opera Singer. I love seeing Opera Singer gameplay. She's one of my favorite hunters in the game. She may be super broken, but she's also super fun to play.
yeah. These are pretty standard spawns.
These are, these are some pretty standard spawns against Opera Singer. Looks like Opera Singer is going to be spawning next to the Prospector and First Officer. It's not a bad chase for Opera Singer to chase Prospector. It could be pretty good first chase, especially since he use Magnet. You're a very fast hunter. You can close that distance in no time and possibly get a hit reset while you're at it. So I think what Opera Singer is going to do here is that they're going to start leaning towards the Prospector, try to get that first down as fast as possible. Looks like they all brought Flywheel. No windows with no suies. Now, it looks like that they were trying to predict an Ivy here, possibly, because, Flywheel is strong against Ivy. You can resist the corruption. You can Flywheel to, avoid getting downed right there, and it can throw Ivy off so much. But since it's Opera Singer, it's definitely going to be a lot harder. You're not able to make that distance when you hop that pallet. It's very hard to even predict her swing. Her swing is really a really fast animation, so a lot of people make mistakes when they're flywheeling against Opera Singer here.
But I mean, even if she does go after the Prospector, there is a chance that Prospector might just hop onto the roller coaster. Granted, she will probably make up that distance very easily. I don't doubt that.
Yeah, it is still risky to do that against Opera Singer as well. Since she has a remnant, if she has a remnant there, she is able to, go back to it and possibly get a terror shock. So it's a risky play, depends how long it is. He might just take a first hit and go over there and just try to close the distance from there.
It looks like we are started. We're in the game. As you said, she is going for that Prospector. And the Prospector decides not to go into the roller coaster. He decided to kite around this area, dropping the pallet early.
Does got those 2 pallets there, Opera right behind him. Looks like he's getting ready to use his Magnet. That's a good stun from the Prospector, buying as much time as from his team. Now,
It looks like he's heading to God Kite.
Opera Singer looks like they're very confident in their dashes as well. They're doing such a great job dashing here. But Prospector buying as much time as possible, doing a great job kiting Opera Singer right now.
I think he's opting out to avoid getting hit early. Seeing as he's dropping all these pallets. Ooh, nice
charge ship, able to make that pallet. We'll take this hit here. Ciphers are looking great for that first hit. Blink is still in play. Wondering if we're going to see a blink here soon. That will be a very long stun here. Prospector trying to get out the blink. Does get out the blink. Ciphers are looking great. Two more ciphers are about to pop. And we will be seeing those two ciphers pop. Looks like that we're going to
First
be
officer.
seeing first officer coming for this rescue, trying to bring out that tide, getting rid of that tide right now instead of saving it for later, or for a different possible play. Great watch from him. He knowing that he needs as much time getting to chair. If he gets caught out early here, that the way this game could go south really fast.
He's on his third usage now. He makes it though.
Does
Oh,
get the
terror
terror
shock.
shock. Very good predict from the opera singer. Especially when it's coming close to getting over half and you're stalling out that time. It gets easier and easier to predict whether or not it'll be a terror shock or not. This is a very good situation for opera singer here. That two ciphers are left. One cipher, they're still missing a whole cipher right around here. Does look like Prospector will be seeing the manor here. Doesn't look like Gardner will be able to make it to him in time.
This puts the opera in a very good situation, seeing as ciphers are starting to slow down.
Does get the hit here. Wondering if she's just going to switch on to the Gardener. Yeah, just switch on to the Gardener. Unfortunately, there's no tide in play. It won't buy enough time. DP is still missing that last cipher. The cipher is at 64%. Acrobat looks like he's getting ready for this rescue, and DP will be heading over to that cipher. And missed dash from Opera Singer.
Going back to the chair, she might have been trying to cut off the person who was coming in.
Yeah.
Which is the
she might be able to find this Acrobat here. She checks inside. He doesn't see the tracks. Buying as much time as possible, but will this be an after half rescue? Does look like this will be an after half rescue. Gardner, blink is up in 15 seconds. The double down situation isn't greatest here either, since Gardner has to kite for so long, and they're still missing a whole cipher right here. They do, missing that last cipher is what they're gonna have to go play around. Gardner does go down. Gardner will be seeing the manor here. Then, first officer is going to be looking around for a dungeon. They just need to try to get this one-man escape. But it's just unfortunate that they don't have that last cipher. It's really hard for them to come back from this. Acrobat needs to be able to kite out long enough on this chair, and he did use his self-heal. So if he does down Acrobat here, all he needs to do is find this... he only needs to find the first officer.
Yeah, unfortunately now they're in a situation where they can just slug the Acrobat and continue looking for this first officer, who is still injured. These are such beautiful dashes.
Does teleport back. First officer is looking around for dungeon here. Trying to sell as much time as possible, but as closer it gets, it does look like he will be seeing the first officer here soon. He does see the tracks or trails. He does get on the first officer here, and it's only a matter of time before he does get down. First officer still does have self-heal, but Acrobat's already out of it. Dungeon isn't at the greatest location. Does look like CNCE will be getting that 4K here. I'd say good job to both teams right there. Prospector was able to kite out the opera singer for so long. He did a really good job, buying as much time as possible. Getting a 3 cipher kite is, very, very challenging against opera singer. Additional to that but still good job for the opera singer. Getting that terror shock really changed the pace of the game for her and was able to get the 4-man.
Yeah, and that brings CNC at 8 points. But remember that this is going by rounds, so they still have a chance to come back.
Yep, it's possible depending on how good they play on the next round. I believe in, it's definitely possible for them to come back here. It's not over until it's over in tournaments. You always have another chance, another time to really show how your team can shine. I feel like that you know, it's as long as they don't lose hope, it's definitely possible for them to come back from this.
I definitely believe that the survivors are more than capable of turning this around, as well as the hunter, um, because the prospector had a beautiful kite, and it's unfortunate that the rescue did not go through.
Yeah, unfortunately not, but it's still really played from both sides. I really like seeing the opera super gameplay. The predict on the rescue was everything for everything for him. Uh, he was able to stall it out, push it over, try to push it over half, and get the terror shock there. Prospector dying on first share, unfortunately.
It does look like we will be seeing a sub out from Team CNCE.
Sorry, I'm looking for the matchup here.
Do you want me to ping you in it?
No, I got
Gotcha.
it. I got it.
All right.
Does look like we'll see a sub out here for that as well. CNC does look like they'll be banning Arms Factory here. It's such a honestly, I agree. I can agree with that. Arms Factory it's neither survivor sided. It just feels like honestly to me, I just hate that map. It feels like an ugly map to me. I don't like it. You know, it doesn't look pretty enough for me to play on it.
It doesn't look pretty enough for you. I thought
Yeah.
you know, I have a love-hate relationship with arms. It's sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. I don't know how to feel about it, to be honest.
Arms Factory is just it's factory is just such a strong place, and I don't like it. Yeah, it looks ugly too. I'd rather get kited on Leo's rather than Arms Factory because you know Leo's factory is a lot bigger. It looks nicer. It looks cooler. But Arms Factory looks like someone abandoned their unwanted kid for a map. NetEase doesn't even ever has never looked at that map before in their life.
I mean, pretty sure according to lore that Orange Factory is Leo's. Just Leo's was before the fire incident.
Yeah, and that's exactly why Leo's better. They burned their child. They were trying to forget it.
Leo forget.
You know,
I
Leo's
was just
Leo's is
forgetting.
nice.
Leo's is nice.
Yeah, way better than Arms.
I
I
mean,
think
it's
if I had to
Christmas,
choose
so
where I wanted to die, I wouldn't choose a shabby looking factory. I'm just saying.
the shabby looking factory. All right, that's crazy.
Why would I want to die in a like shabby factory instead of like a good factory?
Good
I wonder
factory.
like
Why would you
how
want to
they
die in general?
no, but like you don't have a choice to die. You know what I'm saying? And if I was in the manor and I was playing these games, like personally, I would just be alive, right? Because I'd
just
always
kite,
escape.
man. Just kite.
Yeah, I kite IRL.
Oh, of course, trust.
I always do a five cipher kite and escape.
Okay, buddy. Okay.
I've never been caught in my life,
All right. Cue all the clips of Elmo dying.
and I've never died. It's already over.
No, trust. I'm him.
Of course, you're him, and I'm tired, exhausted.
Oh, why are you tired? Not sleep enough?
Work, work is always time.
Gotcha. It looks like they're choosing Chinatown. Thoughts on Chinatown? Is that a place you can
Chinatown.
be?
Chinatown is like a too fancy of a place for me to die. I can't like. How rich am I to actually be living in this place? Like
Chinatown.
like
Oh
I'm
my
not
god.
Bill Gates.
Can I afford the rent there? Is what you're saying.
Yeah, and I just don't feel like I can afford the rent. The rent there has to be like six figures. All right.
Six figures. Okay. There's like nothing in those rooms, but okay.
There's nothing in those rooms, but like look at the lanterns and everything. Like just even
It is a
like
pretty
the
map.
view. Like a bunch of places charge so much for the view. charge an absolute fortune for the view. So you're telling me to
Right.
like go to this
Hmm.
view that is so beautiful, and I'm not ending up paying six figures? Like, I don't think that's not. I don't think that's possible.
Well, we're getting our survivors in. We got our hunter in. Pretty sure this is. I don't know. CNC
Uh,
hunter yet again. Trying to
yeah.
keep that advantage up, you know? Also putting the
I
least pressure on their survivors. Yes.
Yeah. Does look like CNC Hunter is going to go first. They played really well as Opera, Acrobat and Gardner gone. It's so, and getting rid of Acrobat's kind of hard because, Acrobat's such a strong survivor. And, as a hunter, not worrying about Acrobat, is so good. He's seen in almost every single game of comp. He makes a lot of distance. He's really good against Opera. He's all right against Ivy. Very skilled matchup between those two. And it's just like, now he now, since he's out from this game, the hunter doesn't have to worry whether or not he's going to be seeing Acrobat.
Yeah, since it's permabanned. But so is Gardner.
Yeah,
I
Gardner's
think.
all okay band to have perma. She's normally around one, round two. After Ivy came out, she's mainly played round one and round two, and you'll never see her round three.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those early survivors like Gardner and Lawyer, even Lucky Guy now, they're very strong against these newer hunters, and I honestly love to see that they're actually trying to get some limelight to the older survivors here, and not just sticking up to the new survivors super busted, and that's all we're gonna use.
Yeah, it's nice to see like the meta change from what it was.
Yeah, definitely a change that I like. I definitely would love to see Antiquarian finally get nerfed. I don't like getting beat
That's
up.
crazy.
That's the only thing that needs to happen in life right here.
I don't know about that one.
A game changing moment. Even as a survivor, even if I was playing survivor, I know how broken Antiquarian is. We will be seeing a coordinator and a priestess ban here.
It
That's
makes
true.
sense. Priestess is such a strong character on Chinatown. It can easily make pretty good kites with it and pretty
Yeah,
good support, honestly.
definitely impacts the game on Chinatown.
Coordinator. Why do you think they would ban coordinator?
It's
I feel
possible
like
for Ivy or even I feel like Wax too, because Wax struggles with the distance making as well.
that's true. If she uses her gun, she gains a lot of distance on this map. It does look like they're banning.
Nobody, because I think that they forgot to ban. Okay.
So are we gonna restart or?
Or do you just want them to type who they're going to ban?
All right. Well,
Okay. All right. Looks like we're going to start seeing the survivor lineup right about here. All righty.
I'm assuming. Oh, obviously they meant to ban someone. It's just I don't know, the glitch or something. Maybe.
Um, Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what's happening here.
Yeah.
Uh, is there Marius still? I think so.
Is there? I'm pretty sure.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
What do you think we were gonna see on Chinatown? You mentioned wax artist and opera singer or Ivy. Pretty sure.
Ivy can be played on Chinatown. Also, and Wax. Wax is pretty good. But like I said, I don't know much of what CC hunters play here, so I am interested in who he's going to be picking for the second one. Looks
I
like it's going to
guess we're
be first officer and toy merchant for the first two picks. Uh, okay,
all
I
right.
figured
So we're just gonna say that she got
we're
banned.
gonna roll
Gotcha.
for opera band. Yeah, I figured. I got you. Okay, gotcha.
Just just imagine the opera icon right there, right there.
Alrighty.
It does look like they did ban psychologist. In response to that, they're picking up Ento.
Yep, does look like we'll see entomologists come in here as well. Uh, and I am interested in what they're going to play here. Entomologist and toy merchant isn't, that strong against Ivy if they do have Ivy in their arsenal. Um, Maybe we'll see wax artists for this or a Bane. It does look like we'll see an aeroplanist ban as well.
I wonder what they're gonna choose here.
And the last one is going to be
Cheerleader.
cheerleader. Cheerleader is such an interesting pick here. I assume that you're going to use a cheer to try to reset entomologist bees if called or broken, but it does look like they're not cheerleaders okay against Ivy, but still a hard matchup.
This
But like I
does
said, I don't know what CNC hunters play. Could be a wax artist, which cheerleader can be strong against, or entomologist is all right against wax artists. But this is Chinatown, such a big open map for wax artists can be very hard to dodge all his wax with.
it does look like this is a very support heavy team. So maybe with cheerleader they're gonna try and reset, as you said, Ento's bees or first officer's watch. Toy Merchant is probably gonna be setting up catapults, obviously by the hotel, or as some people call it, theater.
Mhm.
Um, but I have no clue what's gonna happen.
Looks like the hunter pick is going to be
Ooh,
Bane. It is going to be a gamekeeper here. Gamekeeper is pretty good against cheerleader and toy merchant. He does close up the distance on them really well. Also with entomologist, since his hook can go through those bees, and he's
yeah,
he's such a strong hunter on Chinatown.
very interesting.
Looks like the builds are going to be flywheel on cheerleader and entomologist, and windows on toy merchant here. Uh, Flywheel is kind of good against Bane here. Um, this is an
Hmm,
interesting spawn against the gamekeeper. Does give him this open area to work with. Toy Merchant is obviously going to spawn hotel here. Um, it's going to be putting cheerleader in such a tight spot too, though, because this is one of the worst corners in the game to be kiting at. It doesn't really buy you enough distance, especially with flywheel cheerleader. She's just going to be having to use her motivates to transition from area to area, and it's going to be really hard for her to against gamekeeper since like I said, he is able to close up that distance on her.
yeah. I think he is gonna be going for that cheerleader. Unfortunately, as you said, she is in a very bad area. She is gonna have to be using her motivates. But the good thing about this is that they're not gonna be kiting onto each other's ciphers, I believe. I'm not quite sure. This is an interesting spawn. Never seen it before.
Yeah, this is I think like more of this spot is like even against Ivy it'd be all right, but like you know, Bane is like I said, Bane's able to close up that distance. It's hard to make that distance against him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ivy is based off of teleporting and instantly closing in a distance altogether, while Bane is more of a hunter that you know he doesn't close that distance instantly, but he does still is able to close up the distance for his chase, unlike Ivy is. Does look like he is moving towards that cheerleader, trying to predict where he goes. Looks like the cheerleader will be running straight into him, possibly.
Red light tricking? We love to see it.
Possibly. Cheerleader will be hiding here, trying to avoid being that first hit, trying to stall as much time out for her team. No, he is looking out for her, but she is wearing a white skin right here, so it's pretty easy to see her. We'll be taking that first hit. It's pretty early a hit. Ciphers are looking at a good 20%. She will be. She all right. We'll be using seeing that motivate here. I wonder we'll be seeing the reset.
She seems to be going down.
Unfortunately, it does look like she's down here. Ciphers aren't looking that healthy right here. Might be chairing on top of Entomologist Cipher, not buying it enough time. Entomologist does get rid of those bees. Unfortunately, she was just in a bad area, wasn't able to kite it out right there.
Until
is starting to go to that Entomologist, trying to. First officer coming in for a rescue here. Is able to get the free rescue. Will be hitting the first officer. Cheerleader is going to be motivating towards that window, trying to make as much distance as possible. Does miss the hook. Still does have flywood to work with. Doesn't have to worry about blink. Ciphers are at 90%. One of the ciphers are at 9%. We'll be seeing that one pop here shortly. The two ciphers are lacking. Fortunately, it doesn't really look like they have the cipher progress they need, but it depends just how good this cheerleader is going to kite in this scenario. Gamekeeper is closing that distance, is chasing, is there. She is going to be going upstairs. We will be seeing Ento Beast for the support.
She does cheer, getting some distance, but ooh, maybe Ento Beast. Yep.
No entomologists supporting with their bees anymore. Ciphers are looking decent, but we will be seeing her go down here, which should be able to dodge with flywheel. Oh, and she is able to make that distance. Entomologist support is coming in, buying her as much time as possible. This can really change how the game goes for the survivors here.
But she's still continuing to kite on the Ento Cipher, which it doesn't seem like the Ento really cares.
It does look like Cheerleader will be going down to a hook. We saw our 4 ciphers working on another one. They are just missing that last cipher here. Will we be Cheerleader did get saved before half, and was able to get the hit on the first officer, so he isn't able to rescue again. That cipher around him is at 90% right now, still missing that cipher pop, needing it. Does see Toy Merchant running out in the open here.
Once again, getting shared on the cipher. Ento's not going in. I think they're just gonna let her die on chair.
Yeah, it does look like they will be selling Cheerleader here, hoping in turn to get a tie. Does see the Entomologist. Unfortunately, does miss his hook to close that distance. Does need one more hit for full presence until we see him hook everywhere. Does hook through the pallet, trying to see if she is camping it, trying to get the red light trick off. Able to read the red light trick, but doesn't look like she's able to make that distance. Takes the first hook, and we will be seeing a flywheel come out. She is one hook away from dying. We will see Entomologist Cipher eventually get popped here. Those 2 ciphers are still going to be worked on, roughly about 40% right here. Entomologist does have to cut out these last 2 ciphers, but Blink is back up in about 2 more seconds. Now it is all up to whether or not he's going to use it. We'll be forcing Bane to get the swinging animation instead of that hook. Does teleport the first officer's cipher. Gets out the wash, but unfortunately, he isn't going to be committing here for that. Is trying to still get a hit on the first officer. Does feel like he has to commit to this first officer right here. Does get the hook, and then the swing. First officer will be seeing the ground right here. He's trying to pressure ciphers as much as he can. Does got the most healthy cipher. He is shared on the most healthy cipher. Toy Merchant having to come for this rescue. Toy Merchant does look like they picked Entomologist up, so he knows that cipher progress isn't where it needs to be for this exact situation. Does look like he will be seeing Toy Merchant, but unfortunately this is a little bit too early for her to be getting caught out. Will be trying to get that hook. Unfortunately misses the hook right there. She is able to get that free rescue, trying to take that hit for him. First officer will be going back down on the ground, having to go for his second chair, but unfortunately he's still on that cipher. Trying to get that hit.
Gonna go on Toy Merchant, trying to damage her. He's thinking that the cipher machine is prime. He avoids trying to hit her.
New cipher is getting started, but no one can rescue the first officer now. they are in a tough spot here for these survivors. Randomly does get stuck in the trap, so 2 survivors are going down. Unfortunately, this is going to be a rough end game for DB right here. They are trying to get that last cipher done. They're going to commit to it. Now whether or not that he's going to teleport to it or not, doesn't look like he'll be teleporting to it. He knows where dungeon is, unfortunately, so he can just trap it and share these survivors. And it's going to be hard for entomologist to escape here. He knows that toy merchant doesn't have flywheel. Would have flywheel to hit earlier.
It appears that Ento is trying to go in for the backdoor rescue, or she's hiding. Very interesting.
And it's going to be
She needs to
especially
find
hard
that
for her
dungeon.
to still escape, knowing that she just walked outside of this tinnitus range. It is going to start moving towards the dungeon, but unfortunately doesn't catch tinnitus near. Will entomologist try to get this backdoor rescue since he doesn't really have tinnitus over here.
And as you said, he is trapping that area, trying to maintain Ento from getting to the dungeon, but Ento is not going for it. It looks like she might be going for this rescue.
Unfortunately, it doesn't really look like that. She's in a rough spot right here. One hit from death, trying to get the save on the toy merchant.
Ooh, she does get hooked through the object. Flywheel.
Does avoid the hit here. Unfortunately, it's just going to be hard for her to make it to the dungeon right here, even if she wanted to. Doesn't have that much beast stuff and does get hooked. It looks like we'll be seeing a 4K from CNCE's Hunter.
Unfortunately. Both teams played it very well. It was such a great beginning to hide. It was very well played by the Bane. Red light tricking, making sure that the cheerleader did not know which side he was coming from.
Exactly. Especially, Bane also trying to read where the survivors go and trying to solve as much time as possible. Not trying to solve time, but trying to catch the survivor. Got a pretty fast down, which is very good for the hunter, and was able to still snowball off that.
Now we just have to wait for the Dadbanger hunter.
Yeah, but it looks like we will be seeing CNC survivors and DB's Hunter playing this round. The Psychologist and Fire Investigator off for the first round here.
Psych would have been good on Chinatown if she wasn't banned, but unfortunately, she is, not available.
Yeah, Moonlight's also a great map for her. So it's just unfortunate that they do have to toss out the Psychologist. Psychologist is such a strong survivor. Normally keeping her for later rounds can help change the course of the game, or because anything can happen while in the game. The Psychologist is such a good comeback for having those 3 hits and being able to whistle her teammates for that extra hit there.
I'm pretty sure Fire Investigator is also a pretty strong character on this map. I have yet to see anyone really play him, to be honest.
Fire Investigator is a pretty decent on Chinatown, able to block off a lot of areas and make a lot of distance.
Looks like we are all readying up to get into this game. So we are getting into the bands. We're gonna see what this hunter decides to
We'll be seeing the Priestess and Mercenary Band. Doesn't want to see Merc out here getting the freest rescues he can. Whether or not we'll CNCE respond and getting First Officer earlier, or seeing if he will ban First Officer. We'll be banning Shadow. Don't want to risk Ivy coming out. Especially with changing the whole course of the game right here.
They're
Sorry.
using Acrobat and Coordinator. As you stated, Acrobat's a pretty strong character. Unfortunately, I do not play him,
Does
so
look like
you
they
want to
want to
give us a
see.
take?
Does look like they're planning for a, trying to. They just need a one man out to win this tournament. Look, Lily does need to get a 4K to, uh, you know,
Tie this round.
tie this round and to push it to a round three. Um, Now, it looks like they're pushing into an opera singer, possibly. I'm not sure if Lily plays opera singer. I haven't really seen her play too much.
She did that. She did ban out that Sears, so it's interesting. These are pretty standard bans, to be honest.
Yeah, Priestess, Mercenary, Seer, all these double hit survivors that they make either distance or they're buying time uh, for the survivors, trying to get the ball out there.
What will their last survivor be?
It looks like Cheerleader will
They
be that last band. Doesn't want don't want the ball reset for Acrobat, which is totally understandable. He's able to make more distance. He's able to stop your abilities, and he can be a very hard survivor to go against.
another Ento. We already saw how Ento can be a strong character as she was supporting last game the cheerleader.
I think do they have a hunter that's able to silence the survivor's abilities? I don't think they do, right?
I have no idea. I do not know this hunter, unfortunately.
No, I just mean
So I
in
have
general, like there's multiple, multiple survivors like Thief and Acrobat are able to silence the abilities for the hunters, but I don't think I've ever seen a hunter. Oh yeah, that's right. I totally forgot Disciple. Thank you for telling.
I mean, into this team comp, it's most likely possible we will being seeing a disciple.
This is I don't think we'll see Disciple. Especially entomologist able to put those bees down to stop her from jumping. Father Milk deserves to stop being able to use his chat button.
Who allowed?
Looks like we'll be
Oh,
seeing
looks like we're
Axe
getting
Boy
Axe
from Lily.
Boy. We still have wait. It looks like they're not confirming it. Wolfsbolt.
Possibly. Okay.
Uh,
Was that on purpose?
uh, I'm not quite sure if they meant to play that.
Yeah. Did DB mean to play Hellumber?
I mean, if they did, then this is gonna be interesting.
Sorry, I'm just trying to see.
Just yeah,
We probably will be seeing a restart here.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna keep all their bands. So it was Priestess, Merc, Seer, and Cheerleader as their bands. You wanna remember all the survivors?
Yeah. I'll just type it out for myself. It's like Lily is going to be choosing starting here soon.
It looks like we will be having a restart, unfortunately. This is
Who's in the
very
best
interesting
spawns?
spawns. I would love to see that in my rank games. Thoughts?
I would love to see my first officer take hotel. I would just Love to see that.
There's no way. I actually did see a first officer take hotel before.
No, maybe they should really think their life decisions. I'm just saying.
We had a prisoner too, so the first officer took the 2-story, and the prisoner was left out in the open. It was pretty funny. It was very unfortunate.
They did want the prisoner to support and decode from the grave.
Of course. What do you mean? Your prisoner doesn't do that?
I don't know what. I don't know. Casper was your prisoner.
Yeah, man. He's so strong, like the hunter can't hit him at all because he's a ghost. So like
Yeah, and just decoding the ciphers, and
Yeah, what do you mean? I think that's a great character.
a fantastic character actually.
Of course.
I think I would probably uninstall the game if I was going against a ghost survivor that I can't hit and they can decode all the ciphers.
Um no you wouldn't. You just play Shadow, man. Just play Shadow.
I
Like
don't
you have
think
no mouth
that
to say.
Oh, my bad, my bad. I can scare them.
Scare the
Ghost on
shit,
ghost crime. Ghost on ghost crime.
Ghost on ghost crime, real. Get the yith and then slap him. Like,
Exactly.
duh.
That's actually the only way
Uh,
you can hit them is specifically playing one character.
exactly. And if that character gets mad, well, you're screwed. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So it's just over for you.
There's no coming back from that, unfortunately.
Yeah, it'd be over for you permanently.
All right, let's restart. Whenever Lolzy wants to start the custom.
Oopsie. Oh, you're good. You're good.
Alrighty. I'm the hunter now. Fear me. Okay.
Yes, my saber hunter.
Trust. Listen. I'm 100% win rate. Number 1 NA. Trust.
So pro. So pro.
Real.
You've never lost a game in your life.
Exactly. I could never. I'm just so pro,
So pro.
I get it. Your Ivy is not on my Ivy's level. It's
Yeah,
okay.
my bad. Yeah, I know. Every time I play Ivy, I've never won a game in my life.
Yeah. That's true.
It's just been such a struggle for me. I couldn't ever win, but now that I know that Mother Milk's Ari is so good,
Yeah.
I
Let me
I
just
could
pull
live
out my
on.
Ivy. I don't worry. I got you.
And
I'll play
I
for your
just
team. Don't worry.
which team
4-man
are you
every
playing
team.
on for this tournament again?
On my own team. Yeah, I don't need no one. I can play
Oh, your
Hunter
own
and
team.
Survivor at the same time.
You're playing
Trust.
4 5 people at once, man. I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
Being able to
Just
do
get
that.
on my level. Get on my level.
Maybe it's a different level of not touching grass. I just haven't achieved yet.
What do you mean? I do touch grass.
And you can't touch grass and have 5 different IDB accounts.
Listen. Yes,
Nah,
you can.
it's
Wanna
over.
bet? Listen.
I don't think that'll be a challenge.
I'm pretty sure that our
We will be seeing Fool's Gold for the 100 pack here on Chinatown. Fool's Gold is such a back and forth hunter. I don't think he's necessarily weak, but I don't think he's necessarily strong. He's just he's the most meh hunter that I've actually just seen in this game.
I feel like he can be strong with his camping wise, or like he can keep people from getting to a certain pallet or window, which could, obviously make him win the game, but if they know their cooldown countdowns, they should be able to avoid that entirely.
I am
Seems
interested because
like
we do not see a lot of people play Fool's Gold in the tournament. He's a very underplayed hunter. We haven't even really seen him in any competitive play yet. So I'm really excited to see how Lily
pretty
plays
sure we
Fool's
have
Gold.
though.
There was one other time I think
Yeah, there was that
it
time.
was SPX. SPX played Fool's Gold in this tournament, but And we saw. I think it was. I don't remember. I think it might have been Lucian for Koa, but we don't see them a lot, and I do like seeing Fool's Gold gameplays. He's a hunter I really enjoy.
It does look like Fool's Gold is going for that coordinator. Cordy rotating out of the way.
Being able to close that distance so fast. Unfortunately, doesn't see tracks of him yet. We'll be catching sight of that coordinator here.
Cordy just making sure that the hunter doesn't catch sight of her entirely. Going upstairs.
We'll be going up the stairs. This is going to be a little bit rough here because Fool's Gold is so strong on these stairs. It is able to make that pallet. Coordinator with I don't remember seeing her tree, honestly.
I don't remember either, but we'll find out eventually. Ooh,
we'll be seeing that flare gun. Man, getting that coordinator gun is actually so helpful, especially for Fool's Gold who's able to close that distance. He doesn't need to really worry about whether or not that will this coordinator make so much distance on him since he's able to get that hook.
Does avoid the chip damage.
She is doing a really good kite right now, able to buy as much time as possible for her team. We'll be going back up the stairs. We'll be baiting it out, actually, and avoiding that chip damage, but she should be taking a normal hit soon. Ciphers are looking about 90%. Does try to get that flywheel off. It does look like coordinator does have a Sui build. Blink is on the table here, seeing whether or not they'll use it. Going for that entomologist support. Getting that great chip damage. Is walking towards the first officer, trying to get his watch out.
Like a little bit of lag, maybe?
Just.
Are they good?
We are just going to make sure everything's going right in this game.
It did look like they were a little bit like slow walking towards that pallet. Maybe I'm just crazy. Don't trust my word.
Crazy. I was crazy once.
Let's see. They said yes.
All right. Looks like we are going to get back into it here. Getting the first officer watch out. He's walking back.
Have already been started. We're down at 2 ciphers. They have both been started already. This hunter just needs to get one down. It's just not. Cordy just has so much distance. It's so great to see, but
yeah. Fortunately, it's gonna be hard for this first officer, or not first officer, for this Fool's Gold to close his distance here. Does bait out the pallet in the head back. We will be seeing Blink into play here. The last 2 ciphers are being worked on. One is going to be at Hotel, and Fool's Gold is so good at for harassing ciphers, so maybe he can still do a play here. Trying to figure out which cipher he needs to place a rock on, but first officer might get a free rescue here. Fortunately, he does.
It happened.
Looks like the ciphers are 70% here. Acrobat's on that other cipher. Don't know if that rock did quite land on that cipher. Doesn't look like it. Acrobat's still able to make this distance right here. Waiting for the pulls. We will be seeing coordinator get chipped. Cipher is about 60%. Doesn't know that this. Doesn't seem like she knows that the coordinator. This coordinator doesn't have borrowed time. That's why they are trying to make that distance by that time for him. Possibly still be able to win this game since she doesn't have borrowed time at all. We will be seeing the flywheel, buying as much time as possible, whether or not they are just going to pop the cipher here.
And Cordy just trying to last as long as she can so they can open those doors. Doing a wonderful job. Just keeping that distance, making sure it buys enough time.
Is buying as much time as possible for her team. It's gonna be super hard for her. Since it is all the way in the open, it is hard for him to get this down. He does get the down, but unfortunately, it does look like the gate is going to be almost open here. Teleport isn't up for another 30 seconds, so being able to close that distance for him in that amount of time does look like we will be seeing a free escape on the survivor side.
I'm pretty sure this will be CNC's win, no? Are we in like the
Yes, so CNC won the 2 rounds, both rounds, so they'll be moving on. They did a good job. Both teams did a good job here. Played well from both sides. It was a really fun match to watch. I was really excited to see the Fool's Gold gameplay as well.
Yeah, they did a great job cutting off routes such as the stairs. They were able to keep Cordy from going back up for the second time round. And well played by the CNC survivors as well. I saw that Cordy did end up getting a pocket watch out of nowhere. And I'm pretty sure that someone had opened a chest for her and dragged it over there, which was a very great communication on their part.
Yeah, they did a really good job communicating that and definitely trying to push for that, uh, pushing for the 3 man as long as possible, and knowing that the Fool's Gold does need a 4K to push for the next round.
Yep.
All right, everyone, you have a great day. I'm your commentator, uh,
Elmo.
Elmo. I'm cool, unlike the other person. Thank you. Have a
All
good
right,
day.
whatever, kid.
Take your L.
That's insane. Yeah. I guess that's the outro. Yeah.